Welcome one and all to episode 3 of Unnamed, Uncensored, right here on Thy Evil Neighbor. I'm Bones, here with my favorite blockhead, Trey.
Blockhead, I like that.
I like that. A lot of people like that, because you have a very square head, sir.
I hear that. You and our other friend CJ keep telling me that I got a blockhead, and for some reason CJ keeps saying that I got red in my beard. Do I have red in my beard? I don't think so.
You do have like this weird reddish blonde thing going on. I think it's more the blockhead thing though. Like the way the beard sits and everything, it's very blockheadish. You're almost like a fuzzy Minecraft character to a point.
I guess I have to take your word on it. I don't see it as much, but I've been looking at my face for 25 years. So
well, I have a very important question for you. Hot topic here, Trey. Are you wet?
No.
You're not wet.
It's raining. Is that what you're asking me? Yeah,
it is raining. It's raining. I'm very wet. Guys, we're here in Tyler, Texas, over here in the Pine Woods, East Texas. Look it up on a fucking map. Anyways, if you're watching anything on the news, you'll know that we're almost ready to pull out the goddamn scuba gear here.
Yeah, it's flooding like a motherfucker.
Longview is underwater. I know one of me and Haven's favorite dirty Asian restaurants, China King, is underwater. I saw a meme earlier today to where the water is coming up into the bottom of the door, and it was like China King underwater and still dirty or something along that.
Still not clean enough to eat at.
It may not be clean, but it will clean you out. Is the thing, man. Asian, but that's all Asian food. I love China King. If you're listening, I love you guys, and like
sponsor us. We're whores.
We'll do a show at the sushi bar. So anyways, I saw a picture later on. Now they're almost to the fucking roof, man.
Yeah, it's just raining its ass off everywhere around here right now. It's
259's underwater, I-20's underwater.
Everywhere's underwater. We're sitting on the top of the hill, but we're trapped by the bottom of the hill.
Right.
We're okay as long as we don't need to go.
That's kind of where China King's at. Toys R Us, I think, is at the top of the hill, and then you got Academy, and then I'm not really sure. It's been so long since I've been over there on the loop, but like you have Toys R Us, and then like Academy, and then you've got I think it's actually further on down the loop, and it's on the Books A Million side, and then China King's underwater. So Hastings and Petco and stuff might be underwater, but I haven't seen anything. They're a little bit, I don't know. China King's just sitting there kind of like in her right. I'm so fucking sad about it, dude. You have no idea how many times me and Haven go there and eat. Other than that, getting the surfboards out, man, the one question everybody's waiting on, what's up?
Man, lately I have been playing a couple of games, and really what I want to start off talking about is the fucking Walking Dead. You, my friend, are at a loss because you have not kept up with this show. I know that I keep talking about this on
well, you know the last show that I kept up with was Firefly, and we all know what happened there. Motherfucker.
No, I think on episode 2 I went on a rant about how great The Walking Dead is right now, and it just is getting better and better. I remember way back on episode 1 we talked about how I've never really had a comic book collection. I've never had a comic book series that I've read. I know that I've watched comic book shows and animes and stuff like that, but they're all in passing and in pieces and no kind of continuity or anything. But you were with me at Hastings, and I bit the bullet, and because of the commitment that I have to you guys and the Thy Evil Neighbor Network, and all of you beautiful neighbors out there, I dove in head first, and I now own 3 of the trade paperback, volume 1, 2, and 3 of The Walking Dead.
I was actually there at Hastings. We're in the line, and I caught you off guard and actually got you. We're taking a picture. Hey, Jay. My son Jason is saying hello, guys.
Daddy, I'm just trying to draw.
What are you trying to do, man?
Just trying to draw, man.
You just trying to draw? He wants to draw.
There you go. Draw some. But we were actually there, and I actually got a picture of you.
I named the big one, not the little one. I named the big one.
Oh, we're using the wrong pen here. Okay. But I actually got a picture of you buying your first issue of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I bought the volume 1, and then later on I ordered volume 2 and volume 3 on Amazon Prime and got those delivered to the house. And I've read volume 1 and 2, and I'm about to read volume 3. But really, the whole Walking Dead craze has just been
I think the big one.
coming to a head for me for years because I've always loved the Walking Dead TV show. Ever since the TV show has been out, I've been following it
Dad, get you
weekly.
some of the place.
And now I'm just to the point where one episode a week just is not enough. So I'm going head first into the comics, and I'm gonna read the hell out of them. And they're cheap enough to where I can buy, one, maybe 2 a week. And I'm sure it won't be very long until I'm caught up.
Hey, you actually got the first issue of Walking Dead off the used rack.
Yeah, the used rack.
Which more people need to do this. Books, what is it? Barnes and Noble.
No, Barnes and Noble doesn't have used, but
Barnes
you're
and
at
Noble doesn't have
Hastings.
used. You should do that, Barnes and Noble. Fucking go for the used so we can buy trade paperbacks for $3 like we can at Hastings because there's so many of them and,
Well, there's
and
so-
we will
but-
buy them.
The used section is very small, though. I just got lucky and found volume 1 used.
Yeah, if they do
And
it.
was-
It depends on where you go.
So, Daddy.
I just got shot in the eye with a
So,
pen.
Daddy, it was.
That's okay. But, guys, just in case you're wondering, we are still at a point in creating Thy Evil Neighbor to where we're recording this off of a cell phone in my kitchen table, at my kitchen table.
Humble roots.
Very humble. Mama works nights. I've got my boy Jay here. And he's like disintegrating pens over here. Like
He's destroying the pen over there.
I just got
Bones, you
shot
got
in
a
the
good
eye.
you got a good kid there, Bones.
Right, he's like covered in ink by now.
Jay,
Drawing on my.
Jay, say hi.
No.
You say hi to our loyal fans.
No.
Say hi.
No.
No,
Say what's up.
Not there.
not gonna say it.
I'm cold, man.
He's cold-blooded.
I know, man. He's a little gangster.
He's a little gangster.
Thug life.
Thug life. Jay, say thug life.
No, not that.
No, you're too cool for that, huh?
One thing I wanted to ask you though, and like I have no idea about current events in The Walking Dead, but everybody else out there probably was. I saw the clickbait on Facebook, and like I try to ignore all this shit because this is what ruined Walking Dead for me, anyways.
It's the spoilers that are all over Facebook
Yeah,
every
the
week.
spoilers.
I stay ahead of them by watching the show on time.
Well, I mean, like Norman Reedus is he absent? at the moment? Is
No, that's a joke. I saw the same clickbait. Norman Reedus did not die. He is still on the show, and he has not had any kind of "I'm leaving the show." I saw that exact same post on Facebook. Norman Reedus is in on The Walking Dead, guys.
Okay, so casual chick watchers, your eye candy's still there, which I don't understand because Norman Reedus looks like the ultimate meth head. You know, like
I don't know, man.
I mean, like the dude's built and everything, but like you can tell this guy's on some.
A nomine patres, a files, a spiritus santi. Norman Reedus will always be a fucking boondock saint to me.
Yeah, to Boondock Saints. Yeah, but I mean, like, oh my god, dude, and
But
especially
Daryl Dixon is cool too.
I mean, like, and we live in East Texas where these guys are like prevalent.
Yeah.
But like, you can't tell me those brothers weren't shooting the shit while they're out carving ears off the walkers. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, like, wow, him and what's his name, dude? His brother.
Oh, from I don't know the actor's name.
Oh, dude, it's horrible because he's awesome in everything
Yeah,
he's in.
he's awesome.
Slither. That movie
Yeah.
Slither, which had the main guy from Firefly, and also he was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
I watched that movie.
I want to watch that movie too.
I watched that movie too.
What does Groot say?
She looked at Root. That is the sister.
All right.
All right. Besides The Walking Dead, I've had a little bit of time on Far Cry Primal.
Daddy, come on, Daddy.
It's
Come on, Daddy.
It's Far Cry Primal is just it's Far Cry, which has always been a first person explore the land. You take over outposts. You kill the wildlife around you. Like say you kill 4 goats and you get the goat skin and you upgrade your bow and arrow quiver and stuff like that. And so you can upgrade and craft. And there's a lot of exploring and taking over these outposts. So you get the slow grind of I'm going to take over this outpost, which means my influence spreads across this land, and now I'm controlling this land. And then you take over another outpost, and your influence spreads even further. And at all the while, you're killing, cave
Pigs.
lions.
Lots of pigs, right?
Lots of pigs. You're killing lots of pigs, and you're taking the skin, and like I said, you're just upgrading all the different elements of your weapons and your loot bag so that you can carry more rocks and shit like that, and you upgrade all of your crafting components, just like what you would see in a video game. It's very much a video game, but the setting is caveman, and I think that's a really cool setting. There's a few more games this year that are going to come out that have the caveman setting, but I think this is a good arcade version to maybe lead off this kind of caveman craze. There's no language, or there's no English in the game, I should say. There's language, but it's indecipherable. It's caveman, ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah. But it's got so the whole game is subtitled. That's pretty cool. I think that they do a good job with making it believable. But it's kind of like you always say, reading subtitles is a good thing, and if more people did it, we could have a better medium.
You would be smarter, people. Just read the damn subtitles. Don't sit there and bitch about it. Oh my god, it was like Pan's Labyrinth all over again. Oh, Pan's Labyrinth was all in Spanish.
So what? You didn't watch Pan's Labyrinth because
No, they didn't watch Pan's Labyrinth. They watched 5 minutes of it, decided, oh, this is all in Spanish and subtitled.
And so you missed that amazing story just because you didn't want to fucking read? Really? That was an amazing story. There's been lots of amazing stories.
Right. Oh my god.
That are in mostly subtitles.
All right, and now we've got the new Godzilla movie. So people are like, Toho's putting out like the Godzilla collections and everything. Hint. All right, you're going to go back and watch Godzilla movies. Okay, 90% of the fun for us is, of course, watching the Asian people flap their mouths to. Oh my god, Godzilla! And their mouth keeps going for 5 minutes after they say that.
It doesn't play great on an audio podcast.
Right. It's awesome. It's hilarious. But like, do yourself a favor. Go ahead, watch the English dubbed version, and then go watch the Japanese subbed version, and it's a completely different movie, man. Like, shit is different. The scripts are different. Shit changes. That's why every time you see the original Godzilla, El Rey Network even played it not too long ago. El Rey played the American Godzilla movie. Mm-hmm. And then
with Matthew Broderick? No. You're talking about the original
Godzilla. About OG Godzilla. and had the American actors. American script and everything. And then they played the original Gojira, and they are two not completely different movies because you're still dealing with a giant fucking nuclear lizard, but but they're different scripts, different shit happens, they're different movies, and it's that way through the entire thing. So there you go. Fucking learn to read.
Far Cry Primal. If you've played Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4, and you really liked those games, then you should play Far Cry Primal, because it's another one of those games.
That was like my favorite pen that just got disintegrated by my 3-year-old. Like, I can't find the rest of it.
Sorry about that. But Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4 were great games, and if you've played those two, then I think you should play Far Cry Primal. But I'm not the first person to say what I'm about to say. I think I heard it from Jeff Gersman on GiantBomb.com. Just a little plug for them
Say
guys.
Say that name again.
GiantBomb.com.
You weren't going to attempt his name.
Yeah, Jeff Gersman is anyway, a little bit of plug. I don't want to take credit for saying this, because I definitely remember where I heard it from. Hey, he's a gangster. Anyway.
Gersh.
If you've already played Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4, you will like Far Cry Primal. If you're thinking about playing a Far Cry game, go play Far Cry 3 first. Do not start with Far Cry Primal. It's a great game, but
it is definitely a period piece.
Far Cry 3 is better, and if you liked Far Cry 3, play Far Cry 4. If you liked Far Cry 4, after you played 3 and 4, then try Primal. I don't think that you should start off with Primal, because
Primal is the wild card out of it.
Primal is the one who's like, hey, you remember what you liked? We're changing it up a little bit, but we're gonna give you what you liked. But with Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4, they give it to you in a more complete package to a newcomer.
Yeah.
But like I said, Far Cry, I've played both Far Cry 3, Far Cry Blood Dragon, and Far Cry 4, and I think that Far Cry Primal is a great addition to that lineup.
And it's not only a standalone game in the series. It's it's not only a standalone game as far as like it's a different game from the other Far Cry's, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's a standalone game that could stand by itself against Far Cry. But
as far as story-wise goes.
Yeah, but we have the name Far Cry on it. It's definitely standalone.
The mini-map looks the same. The weapon wheel looks the same. Like, it's definitely a Far Cry game.
It is a Far Cry game, but I mean, it's fucking Caveman, people. Come on, it's not that hard to figure out. If you like Caveman, play it. If you don't, fuck off.
Chunking spears, dude. When you chunk the spear and it stabs into somebody's chest and they go flying 4 feet back, it just feels like you throw the spear and it hits somebody and it just feels like you chunked a spear at them. Like, they go flying back. And it's almost always a one-hit kill. It's awesome.
The feel of your flaming club as it smacks into the skull of a wolf. It's very satisfying.
Yeah, it's good. Other than that, I've been doing. I know I'm kind of taking what's up section kind of long in the tooth, but I've been playing another little game.
Sabertooth joke. Far Cry Primal. What's up?
I've been playing another game on the PC called Kerbal Space Program, and I won't talk about this too much because it's been pretty much playable for 5 years, but it finally got released in its full version, and it is basically just a NASA simulator, and it's a pretty impressive game. You build spaceships and launch them into space and fly them through space, and it's exactly what you would want a realistic space simulator to be. It's very comedic in the elements that aren't important, but very stern in the elements that are important. So orbital mechanics are very, very intelligent, but the names of the stupid space parts are all funny. But anyway, I think that we should maybe take a little break, and when we get back, I will pose to you the question, what's up?
Word.
What's up? Welcome back to episode 3 of Unnamed and Uncensored. Before we were leaving, we were talking about what I've been up to, and it's been a whole lot of just bullshitting. But I posed a question to you, Bones. What's up?
Pedaling my 3-year-old day in, day out. Guys, I'm a stay-at-home dad. I'm on the search to look for a job. You know,
You just moved to the neighborhood, though. So it's a little
yeah,
harder.
except for it's been like 2 months. It's been like 2 months, and I still don't have anything rolling.
It's trying to give you an out there.
It's trying to give me an out, but I don't know. I'm a little bit of a masochist. Anyways, no, I mean, I love staying at home with my boy, but I definitely had a new experience this weekend, and it's pretty crazy, man. It's one of those things where like. It's one of those things where, like, if you're an anime nerd, otaku, or whatever, like, you would come across this more often. And, like, I definitely am an anime nerd. I wouldn't go as far as say otaku because it's not my lifeblood or anything. But, you know, I experience a lot of stuff. I eat a lot of weird shit just to, like, say I did it. And Asian cuisine is definitely the top notch in weird shit.
So you've definitely ordered some shit from Japan just to taste it, to say I've tasted it.
Oh man, like if you go to a restaurant, you know, and they say, hey, we got baby octopus salad, let me eat that motherfucker. Well, you're thinking like it's going to come out like fried calamari. No, this is a boiled, 2 or 3 boiled baby octopuses that like are staring at you. Like I gave them names before I ate their heads, you know.
That's a little fucked up.
It is just a little fucked up, but like I was saying, and then you get chips that like are in the flavor of like shrimp and stuff, like octopus flavored chips, you know, like
I've definitely seen some of that crazy ass like Japanese candy and stuff that has the flavor of shrimp or something. Like it's candy, but it tastes like potatoes. Like, I don't know.
Like, and if you frequent as many comic book shops and anime shops as we do, you get introduced to a lot of shit. Like I can't remember
that
the
lady.
name.
That lady that we were at
Yeah, we went to
shop that we were at the other day. That lady gave us that Japanese candy. That was really good.
Yeah, we went to Castle Comics here in Tyler.
Shout out Castle Comics on 110.
Castle Comics, a really awesome place, man. Got a lot of really cool anime stuff in there. Definitely card games and board games and stuff like that. A lot of props and stuff. It's a really cool place. Yeah, we made friends with the head honcho there, and she gave us some interesting flavored candy, which at first, dude, it kind of tasted like I was eating a fucking flower, and then it just like hits you with like this strawberry and
it was
like,
weird. I couldn't describe it with words.
like,
I don't know how.
I don't know how to describe it. It was pink. She handed it to me like we ate it on the way home. Like, oh, we just got done smoking a cigarette. You know, candy, like it was a mint, and it was just like, dude, this is freaking good. But no, this is one of those things like where it takes a mix of YouTube, a curious 3-year-old, and a family willing to let him do it.
Yeah.
And
what happened? Tell me the story.
Okay, so Jason has become like a YouTube master. He can like and subscribe channels. He can search for what he wants to look for and all kinds of shit like you wouldn't believe.
And this is a 3-year-old.
Well, he learned to do this at the beginning stages of 2.
Yeah, he's
like, we did ABC Mouse for a little
You're
while.
a smart fucking kid.
Right, dude? And then he goes, he did ABC Mouse for a little while, and then after that, like, he mastered the tablet, and it's over with. Okay, so he gets on, like, one of his favorite things on there is, he's got a couple of things. One of the main things is, Hobby Kids TV. He loves the giant surprise Play-Doh eggs and stuff like that. And then he'll watch like Disney cars and toys and stuff like that. He loves watching the Happy Meal toy reviews. every time we go to McDonald's, he'll open up the package and do a toy review on what he just got. And like he's sitting there on the couch giving you a toy review.
Like the camera was on him.
Yeah, like the camera was on him.
That's coming soon. Jay's toy reviews to Thy Evil Neighbor Network.
Gonna happen. Bet. Well, he's watching some channel, and I would give them a shout out like I did Hobby Kids TV, but I just don't know the name of it. But it was two girls, like I want to say Liv and Maddie, but I think that's like a fucking Disney show or something like that.
We're definitely a dad.
Haven's little sister like watches that when we go over there. I guess now I got the name stuck in my head, but yeah, definitely a dad. And the thing is, there's like two little girls, and they're doing like this one of those it's kind of like easy bake oven shit is what Japan has gone to. Everything's like all their treats, and it's a new thing now that it's got popular over here, but it's all like little kits. You open them up and they've got these little molds and stuff, and it's all powder, and you mix a little bit of water into them, and they become like a little cheeseburger.
Okay, so you're losing me. So Jay is watching these videos online.
Yeah,
about people putting powder and making cheeseburgers.
Yeah, he's watching like these Japanese stuff. Like it's us reviewing the stuff from Japan. They're getting in like candy shops and stuff like that. Okay. Specialty shops that carry this stuff, and they'll mix like the powder and everything, and it's like this whole 20-step process to make a cheeseburger is about as big as your thumb, you know.
So what did he see?
He was watching this video, and it's got a anime character on it. I can't think of the name now. If you can think of I'm gonna post the pictures later. So if you can think of the fucking character's name and remind me, I'll give you a shout out on the next episode, because I have no idea anymore. He's one of those like you see everywhere, but like I just can't remember the name. Like Doraemon, the robotic cat. You see him everywhere, but like sometimes you just forget his fucking name. It's over your head. I don't know. But what happened was it was this little package. It's got a little character on it, and it's like a mold of his face. One's got like a pig on it, and then one mold. And what it does is it makes pudding. Right? You just mix up the stuff, and you make pudding. And then it's got another little package that makes little chocolate eyes and eyebrows and stuff to decorate the pudding mold with.
But this is not just like pudding in a cup. This is
not
molded pudding.
Mold. So one of the molds is
what were the molds? Bones, what were the molds?
One of the molds is a face of the character.
I like how you throw that softball there first. Ladies and gentlemen, I know what the molds were. I'm waiting for you to find out to get to the level that I am to say, what the fuck? What was the second mold, Bones?
All right. The first one is a face.
Okay.
The second one's a round mold with a picture of a pig.
What was the third mold, Bones?
It was an ass.
It was a what?
An ass.
It was a what?
2 ass cheeks.
Booty.
It was a butt.
A booty.
It was a big old flabby pudding booty.
It was an ass.
It was an ass.
Why did you give your 3-year-old kid a pudding ass?
I would like to.
Gotta love Japan, man.
I would like to say that it the flavor of the pudding was vanilla.
I tasted the butt. It was vanilla pudding.
It's vanilla pudding, and then they give you chocolate like different. Like you mix it into the mold and the chocolate powder and stuff, and like you can have the ass like winking at you. Like you put eyes on the ass. I'll post pictures of all of this. I'm not making this shit up. But
I don't think we could make this up.
I couldn't make it up if I tried. Oh my god. So forever, my kid is running around going, I want some butt pudding. And as a dad, when your 3-year-old comes up and says, I want some butt pudding, like, you're just kind of like, stop the show. What the fuck did you just say? All right. So, like, I hadn't actually, like, watched the video to figure out what the fuck it was. I knew it was some type of food product from Japan because I could hear him while I'm playing the game or something. I can hear him on the tablet and the girls describing it and telling you the directions are on this video or on this website. Because the whole package is in goddamn Japanese.
You showed me the package. It was just completely incomprehensible for English.
And usually when you have stuff like that from Japan, the pictorials are enough to get to where you are. Like, this is milk, this is the packaging. No, we actually had to look it up to, like, figure out the directions. Because, like, we figured out what the ingredient, like, we knew we had to add milk and water, but, like...
I was here for the end of it. It was an event.
It was. And it gets even better than the fact that my son is getting butt pudding. So, what happens is that my wife's mother is sitting there, and obviously Jay is watching the tablet, and so one day she just calls us up and said, "Hey, I ordered Jay the butt pudding, but it's coming from Japan, so it's going to be like 3 weeks before it gets in, but we ordered him butt pudding." And I'm like, okay, so she spends like $30 to get this shit over here, right? And so it comes in, and Haven makes it with him and stuff like that. So now I'm like asleep, taking a shower, drinking coffee. Like, I'm not aware of what's going on. She's walking around trying to get signal out here because signal sucks. Trying to get the directions for this fucking butt pudding, man. And she's like, well, the butt pudding's got to stay in the fridge for like 2 to 3 hours. They make the butt pudding, the actual pudding. Me and Jay make the chocolate faces, stick it in the fridge. Later on in the night, Trey comes over, and we had a bunch of kids in the house watching Power Rangers and stuff with them earlier, and like there wasn't, like, the butt pudding came from fucking Japan. I'm not gonna share this with the neighborhood. Like, there's just not enough. It'd be rude to pull out the butt pudding and not let the other children have butt pudding.
Yeah.
So what happened was as soon as they let, wah! That's it.
Jay! Come here, Jay!
Come here, let's talk about your butt pudding.
Jay, come here. Come here, boy.
What?
Come here, boy.
There's no butt pudding.
Where's the butt pudding at?
I ate it all.
You
Come
ate
here
it
and tell
all?
me what you did with the butt pudding.
I ate it all.
Was it good?
I ate it all.
Was it good?
Yes.
Was it delicious? Was it delicious butt pudding?
No, but
Was it disgusting?
yes.
It was disgusting.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Basically what it was is we get this butt pudding, like, we spent hours making it, we've waited for it all day. He gets it, I take pictures of it and everything. He goes and he's holding the plate and he starts like flicking the butt on the plate. Like he's poking the butt and it's jiggling and like I was like, do you want to put like the facial expressions on it, the little chocolate pieces? And he's like, no, you don't put the chocolate on the butt. And I'm like, kid, if you knew how bad I was cracking up. And, well, we go sitting on the couch. Me and Trey is watching Alien Resurrection off of DVR, reminiscing about Alien. And this would be a whole nother topic.
That's a whole different topic right there.
But Jay's sitting there eating his butt pudding. And after a couple of bites into the butt pudding, he's like, and like, we tried it. It tastes just like.
It's just vanilla pudding.
Just regular banana. There was no like powdery consistency. Like it became full-blown vanilla pudding. But because it was shaped as an ass, my son's sitting here like, this is disgusting.
You know, for this episode,
Butt pudding.
in the show notes, in the description, I'm putting butt pudding everywhere. Like there will be as many uses of the phrase butt pudding as I can put in the description.
I wonder how many times we've said butt pudding.
We need a counter. Someone please go back through this episode and count how many times we say the words butt pudding.
Butt pudding.
So your butt pudding fiasco ended in a triumph.
He didn't triumph. We still got another one that we want to make, but like it was hilarious because after all this awkwardness and fighting to make this butt pudding, and he's fighting me now, is that he takes one bite out of the vanilla ass and goes, "This is disgusting," and that just like made my night.
I'm so happy that halfway through eating the actual butt mold of butt pudding, that he became self-aware and said, "This is disgusting."
Even funnier was that after the 3-year-old was like, "Hey, this is disgusting," the first thing that me and you do is grab a chunk of it and shove it in our faces just to see how it tastes.
We did do that. That was hilarious. All the while watching Alien Resurrection, which we will have to have in a future episode somewhere down the line. We will have to have an Aliens, Alien 3, Alien we'll have to have some kind
We watched Alien Resurrection while eating ass.
And with that, we were going to take a break. I am going to refill my drink. Bones is going to control himself. We will be right back, folks.
Welcome back, guys, to episode 3 of Unnamed, Uncensored, right here on Thy Evil Neighbor. Once again, I'm Bones, here with my favorite butt pudding Chowtown partner, Blockhead Trey.
Damn, just getting me hard.
Getting you hard. At least I'm not sitting here calling you a Chumley lookalike.
I'm not a Chung-Li lookalike, though, so I'm glad you didn't say that.
Well, speaking of Chumley, you watch Pawn Stars, right?
Oh, you said Chumley.
Chumley.
Chumley from Pawn Stars.
Not Chung-Li, because Chung-Li I would get all up in.
You don't want none of these thighs.
No. Chumley, sir.
Chumley from Pawn Stars.
Chumley from Pawn Stars. I just happened to be checking our Facebook, and we got a little article here. According to TMZ, Chumley from Pawn Stars, my nigga Chumley, dude, has been arrested for guns and drugs after police raided his home while investigating an alleged sexual assault. Las Vegas Metro PD says officers showed up at his home Wednesday afternoon with a search warrant in connection with a sexual assault case. They were told Chumley is the suspect in this case. Their law enforcement sources tell us they found marijuana, meth, and at least one weapon during the search. Chumley was taken into custody and booked for drug and weapon possession. They were told the sexual assault is still under investigation, with the story developing.
God damn, these motherfuckers always catching a case. So why the fuck did this dude have meth in his house? He looks like a pothead. That's believable.
I could have told you as soon as this show started, this motherfucker's in there smoking some good.
7 years ago, we all knew Chumley was a pothead.
Yeah, dude, just the way this dude talks, yeah, there's no... But this dude does not look like...
No. Is he sprinkling? What's that? That's an old Dave Chappelle joke. Was he sprinkling that crack on the cheeseburger? He's a little too big to be doing meth, man.
Yeah, dude.
Like all the meth heads I've known were super skinny and for lack of a better word, cracked out. They were super deprived of nutrients. Like he does not look like an unhealthy in the fact of malnutrition.
Yeah, like
he looks unhealthy because of his weight, but not because he's skinny.
And he lost weight during the show.
Yeah, I remember he got skinny and shit. So did what they call him? The son.
I guess that was meth. Maybe they're all doing meth.
Maybe it's Vegas. Vegas, baby. What happens in Vegas?
Maybe that's how they're losing the weight. I don't know. But
the Pawn Star cast. That's what this is now.
Maybe they're all in on it. You know, maybe they're all just drug dealers, dude. Maybe that's where they're coming up with some of this
maybe they got their Illuminati. That's what they are.
Don't fuck with me about some Illuminati, sir.
They're Illuminati. That's what they are.
Either way, I'm gonna post this to the Facebook page later so you can check it out. He definitely looks fucking high, but
it's fucking Chum Lee.
But there's, I mean, like, yeah, dude, he always looks high, but there's nothing about him that, like, other than the noticeable weight loss. I don't guess.
Do you think he sexually assaulted a girl?
I would say he's probably sexually frustrated at least.
Look, let's not get on a Chumley bash cast right now.
No, I mean, like, I'm not a 10 at all, but I mean, like, you know, fuck. I found somebody to take my fugly ass.
Anyway, man, what else do you got up on that Facebook that you've been looking at? I know you got another topic we can talk about besides the Pawn Star reject.
I wonder if they're going to try to dump him like they tried to dump what's his name off Duck Dynasty.
Oh, Phil, that's old news now. There is a big repercussion when that shit happened. Do you remember that?
News, but the thing
there was a whole big repercussion when that shit happened.
Yeah, but you know, without getting into it, it was, you know, I wonder if that might be part of it. Are they still shooting Pawn Stars?
I have no clue. I haven't watched it. I mean, I've definitely seen episodes, but I haven't like watched it weekly. Like, yeah, like stay tuned.
At this point, I'd be like Charles Manson on Family Guy. If I haven't seen it, it's new to me. You know, so I wouldn't be able to fucking tell you. I do know that a couple of stories I did put up on the Facebook page, according to inverse.com, I believe, and as well as 99x.com, which Puff is the shit on 99x. One of the things is we were talking about on episode 2, our man Ryan Reynolds,
the boy,
in Deadpool, the best fucking comic book movie of all time.
Crickets.
No, fuck you, dude. Because as awesome as Days of Future Past was, Deadpool kicked it in the ass and is a lot more comic book accurate than that movie will ever be. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, like, I'm fanboying out on it. I don't give a fuck what you think.
I believe
it's the best comic book movie of all time.
I believe that you have merits to be withstood in the argument. I believe that your case is your case deserves to be at the podium in the conversation of best comic book movie of all time.
You know what happened?
Definitely believe that Deadpool is nominated for the Oscar of best comic book movie of all time.
Bones gave it to him.
Yeah.
Bones gave it to him.
I definitely believe.
You know what happened to you, sir? You know what happened to you? You know why you're butthurt about it? Is because you're actually butthurt. And yesterday was International Women's Day, and we all know what happened on International Women's Day in the Deadpool movie.
My pussy started bleeding.
Yeah, she strapped on that fucking dildo and shoved it up your ass.
Yeah, I got butt fucked.
I wonder if Ryan Reynolds actually got butt fucked in that scene. Would you let the chick that played Vanessa butt fuck you with a strap-on dildo?
I'm sorry, no.
No?
No.
I mean, like...
The closest anyone's ever getting is a finger during a blowjob. That's the closest anybody's ever getting is one finger during a blowjob. That's it.
Would you let the...
And half the people listening to this podcast just tuned out. So for the rest of you that's still here, what's up, guys? We appreciate your fandom.
Would you let the chick that played Vanessa in Deadpool put a finger up your asshole
during a blowjob? Yeah. I'd let my wife do that right now.
Morena Baccarin?
I don't know. She was fine though, dude. She was fine.
God, dude.
And in the beginning when she first showed up and she had the short hair, we're rehashing topics that we talked about last week. But still, Yeah, when she first showed up and she had short hair, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I like your little short-haired hooker-looking ass." And then as the montage went on and her hair got longer and longer, I was like, "Ooh, damn! I don't do nothing but like you more."
Yeah, like Jesus Christ, dude. She's like
Anyway, so I know you were talking about earlier. You were trying to talk about what Ryan Reynolds actually made off of this Deadpool movie, like his actual gross bringing home, buying private jet plane money.
In all actuality, I forgot what I was talking about because I'm googling Marina Baccarin in the Deadpool movie for whack off material later, and
That's very, very couth.
I mean, like us happening.
I'm putting that in the spank bank.
Right? We're like I'm actually doing it. Like, there is no lies on this show.
We don't lie to you people.
This is real.
We're getting the material for later on tonight.
I'm just running off of fucking one little. It's not even a bar. It's a circle. I'm 4G. So I'll sit there and let that load. But yes, according to inverse.com, Deadpool plus Ryan Reynolds equals shit ton o' cash.
Because supposedly the budget for this movie was really low.
Actually, it was a 50. From what I understand, according to Inverse, and no matter what site you check, the numbers are always different.
Yeah.
But from what I could make out on Inverse's article was that it was like a $58 million movie.
Yeah, that's super small for a movie like this.
So,
especially for the box office release that it got.
That was $58 million.
It doubled that in a weekend.
To make Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds, according to his contract, like I said, according to these guys, Ryan Reynolds got $2 million up front.
Yeah. Just
to do this movie. That's $2 million. And then after, all the stuff that Ryan Reynolds has had to do with this movie and everything else, they're saying that he can claim up to worth about $10 million from this movie. $10 million for playing Deadpool. And he walked off the fucking shoot with the Deadpool costume.
So he took that shit home.
Yeah, he took that shit home.
That's awesome.
No, that motherfucker straight up said, I did what I did. I went through all this heartache and shit. I'm walking off the set with this fucking costume. And he told those motherfuckers, try to stop me. And apparently nobody tried to stop him.
That's cool. I remember seeing all the interviews of the early Comic-Con stuff where they were talking about before the movie ever released and how Ryan Reynolds was so and you can see when actors are playing up their movies because it's in their publicity contract, they've got to pimp this movie so that they can, so the movie can sell. But I remember seeing Ryan Reynolds in those interviews at the early Comic-Con, and he was so excited about playing Deadpool, and he was, it was like his dream. You had never seen somebody play a character who just wanted that character as much. Maybe you could come up with some examples, but I think that Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool is right up there.
Yeah, and we covered this a lot in episode 2. And one of the things is that, like, no matter how much he made off this movie, he deserves it. I think R.I.P.D. Only made back $50 million. R.I.P.D. And I don't know if you saw R.I.P.D.
I did.
But that is an awesome movie. Like,
it was pretty good. Kevin Bacon was amazing in that movie.
Kevin Bacon, and of course, the dude himself, Jeff Bridges, was hilarious, man.
Amazing.
Jeff Bridges is like my fucking idol.
I love Jeff Bridges, man.
You better love Jeff Bridges because this motherfucker's sitting over here drinking his whiskey out of my Big Lebowski white Russian cup.
I got the Big Lebowski right next to my whiskey ice cubes.
Yeah. Well, R.I.P.D. only made $50 million back, which is disappointing because it was a great movie, but it's not a well-known comic book. It's not a well-known. It wasn't a big project, but this is Ryan Reynolds trying to stay in the comic book game. You can tell. Green Lantern only made $116 million back, according to Inverse.com. But Deadpool beat out Star Wars opening weekend. As far as opening weekends go.
As far as opening weekend, but it has not made as much money overall.
I mean, it's Star Wars.
Yeah, it's Star Wars. You're right.
I mean, it's
for opening weekend, Deadpool beat it, but it still has not beat the overall box office.
Okay, we're talking overall box office is a completely different monster
than opening weekend.
You're talking about Star Wars opening weekend should have been like the money right there. What Star Wars had going for it was lasting power. After a couple of times watching Deadpool, I mean, like, that you watch it 1 or 2 times in the theater, you're kind of done with it until it gets to Blu-ray. Star Wars is one of those things like where you and your geek buddies can go get drunk, go watch it like all the time. Well, Deadpool.
I saw Star Wars in the theater 4 times. How many times did you see Deadpool? I know we had that comment that Beth asked on episode 2. How many times would you see Deadpool in theaters? And now Deadpool is gone. So what's the topic?
Actually,
what's the
Deadpool's
actual
still in
answer?
theaters.
Is it still in theaters?
Deadpool's still in theaters.
Are you going to see it again?
I would love to see it again. Me and my buddy Thomas were talking
Let's go
about...
tomorrow.
I would love to. Me and my buddy Thomas were talking about going to go see it again. The thing is, as great as Deadpool is, geeks are probably going to wind up going to go see Star Wars more. But the thing is, opening weekend of Star Wars should have been like the
it
fucking
crushed everything.
Death Star blowing up. Deadpool's opening weekend crushed Star Wars on opening weekend. The thing is, opening weekend is what we're looking at here. Like, Star Wars may have the lasting power, but opening weekend, it got bitch slapped by a wild card called Deadpool. And my son is screaming for me. So, what are we getting into now, Trey?
Well, I was going to bring up our actual topic of the show, and that is this video game that I have been super interested in for the last 2 years, ever since it was announced at VGX. It's called No Man's Sky. Now, this game has caused a lot of hype across the internet, a lot of people trying to figure out what this game is, and they have tried through 2 E3s now, multiple press junkets. Junkets. They have released as much information as I think the team that's developing the game wants to release. I think that there's a certain amount of the game that they want to keep hidden so that it's surprising to you. But anyway, this past week there was an event in Las Vegas, which we did not have the good fortune to go to, but I have definitely done some research on the game because, like I said, this game has been on my radar for 2 years. And to talk about this game, it's a little bit daunting to even begin to discuss this game because this game, the scale and the ambition of this game has never before even been attempted in a AAA mainstream video game before. There are certain parallels to Minecraft and even to like Terraria and Spacebound, but those comparisons even fall short eventually. So I think that the first thing that we should talk about when we talk about No Man's Sky is pretty much, basically, the question that everyone wants to know. What is No Man's Sky? Now, I know you watched a little bit. I've been telling you all day long today that we were going to talk about No Man's Sky on this podcast. And I told you to do a little bit of research.
And this is what's funny about doing this show, because there's so little preparation in what we do.
So much, but so little.
So much, but so little. Like, I went to YouTube and I checked out the IGN review, and I think I watched like a whole 5-10 minutes of the intro. But it's so beautiful.
So, do you have any idea of what No Man's Sky is?
Well, it's obviously a game of space exploration and discovery, and it's this magic mathematician.
It's a trick question, Bones. It's a trick question.
No, because nobody knows what it is.
Nobody knows what the fuck No Man's Sky is. Nobody fucking knows. But there are things that we do know about No Man's Sky. We cannot, at this point, define No Man's Sky.
Other than it looks pretty.
But we can start.
Very pretty.
We can start point into the direction of what No Man's Sky is. First off, No Man's Sky is a procedurally generated game. There's a few procedurally generated games, and they're God damn, Jay! Take the ball.
Trey just got busted in the face with a basketball. It was hilarious. Way to go, Jay!
There's a wild card on set. There's a wild card on set.
It happened again. He did it again. Go get the ball.
Go get that ball, man. No, No Man's Sky is basically math.
He just got busted in the face with the basketball and shot with a toy gun.
I'm getting tore up, folks. I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. So we were talking about No Man's Sky. The thing with No Man's Sky is it's a game that comes from a math formula. So if you did not pay attention during Algebra 1 in 9th grade,
I took Algebra 1 twice and still failed it.
But this is the thing with this game, is no one sat down and created what the game world looks like. So with Grand Theft Auto, you have a whole team of 200 people, and one person on that team job is to make sure that the trees look good. And that's his whole job for 6 months, is he goes over every tree and he makes sure that every tree looks good and that it's gonna look good when you come at it from every angle of the video game, and that basically the tree model looks like a tree. With this game, they did not do that. They formulated a equation, an algorithm, which basically set an entire universe up for complete exploration. There's a math formula that says this planet is this close to the sun, so it can support life, and because its position in the atmosphere, or in the gravitational pull, it gets these heat elements. Those heat elements allow it to have these certain elements, periodic table elements, present in that world's ecosystem and environment, an atmosphere, and because this planet is close enough to the sun to support life, and not only is it close enough to the sun to support life, but it's also in the right temperature range to support water and to have hydrogen and carbon and nitrogen and oxygen and everything in the atmosphere, that it can support these crazy life forms that were also procedurally generated, set off a template. And so none of this game is created by the creators of the game except for the formula. And then they just set the formula loose, and the formula itself, the algorithm itself, literally created a procedurally generated universe.
And what the crazy thing is, while I was watching the IGN video, is that yeah, it's on the PC, but the crazy thing was that when I was watching the IGN video, he's playing this on the PS4. It's also going to be a console-bound system.
Yeah, it's coming out on PS4 and PC. The thing that seems so crazy in your mind is that they basically created a universe. And that's what you think when you hear about this game. But they didn't do that. They didn't create a universe. What they did was create a math formula that could create a universe. This is the whole raising Alien Resurrection. This is the whole robots. This is the robots building robots. They made a math formula that knew how to make a universe.
And because we're talking about it in this way, it makes you think that, oh, this looks like a simulator type game. It does not. This takes me back what I was watching of this game, because this is audio only right now. What this game looks like? It looks like that moment when you first turned on Halo. It looks like that moment when you first logged on to Borderlands. It is first person. It is just in your face graphic beauty. Yeah, the math equations are what's building all this. But man, it is beautiful. This is like taking first person RPG to the next level. That's what this is. Now you're taking elements kind of out of things like Minecraft, where you've got all the different elements and stuff like that, but you're not the crafting and the elements like that. But you're not sacrificing gameplay over graphics. These are next gen graphics to a T. These are beautiful. Fucking, like I said, it reminds me of the first time playing Halo. The original Halo, man, blew me away. It was so goddamn beautiful. It's just wow. The game, especially looking up at the ring world of Halo, was amazing. Borderlands blew me away. How epic it was as a FPRPG, but this takes it to another level. It's out there, man.
The art style is definitely, and Sean Murray is the lead guy. He's the team at this point. Almost 3 years into development of this game, the team for this game is only 15 people deep. When this game was very first created, it started with a team of 4 people.
Wow, and that goes to say how powerful
the math. It's all about the math. They didn't start creating the game.
You only have 15. To have only 15 people is insane, because a regular development on a game would consist
200 to 500 people.
And we're talking
For
about
Assassin's Creed, there's 500 people that work on Assassin's Creed. There's 500 people that work on Call of Duty every single year. These are the mainstream super AAA games that you get released once a year that you know have got massive teams behind it. This game is more impressive technologically than those games, and it's got a 15-man team.
we're looking at an indie game.
Basically, is exactly what it is.
We're looking at an indie game that is about to bitch slap
the AAA market.
The AAA market, and just out of what they've conceived, these guys are gonna make. Like I said, the first time that I saw Halo was breathtaking on the original Xbox. This, what I'm seeing now, and because I know what it is breathtaking. This is going to make those indie studios back in the day look like stick figure crown drawings, man.
The art style has very much been deprived, and Sean Murray, like I said, the lead dude on this whole project, and the lead guy at Hello Games is the creator of is the developer that's making this game. It's published by Sony, but it's definitely being developed by Hello Games, the makers of Joe Danger and Joe Danger 2. Anyway, Sean Murray has definitely come out and said that the art style for the game is very much derivative of the old 1970s sci-fi books that you would read, the cover art from those books, and you would look at the cover art and it would be, a planet with rings and a maybe it's a crazy icy planet that's got all these crazy peaks, and you just look at it and you're like, you're just at awe of like, oh, maybe that's possible, and then it's got another planet off in the distance, and it's very sci-fi, but that's still that fantastical, that hopeful sci-fi. He's even said like sci-fi nowadays is all this like this grunge, World War III epic space battle.
We're stuck in that dystopia mindset.
Dystopia, yes, exactly.
Where everything's going to be shit and we're trying to rebuild from it, but back in the day, man, like back in the 50s, dude, science fiction, exactly, Jay. Science fiction was something that we had something to look forward to. We didn't need flying cars because the ground of the earth was acid. We needed flying cars because we were a progressive civilization, and now we have Donald Trump running for president. So
the main plug of this game is the exploration. So like I said earlier, it's a procedurally generated universe, and that it's just words until you actually start to understand what it means. It means 15 quintillion planets, over 1 billion suns with orbiting, mechanically designed planets. Planet-sized planets with day-night cycles dependent upon their axis and their relationship to the stars that they orbit. This is a universe simulator with a sci-fi spin on it. So there's an actual fun element. Though it'll be fun to play this game. Not because space is hard, but because sci-fi is fun.
It'll take you back to what my son Jay is doing right now. Running around in his skull pajamas, blasting his RoboCop sci-fi super cannon handheld gun, blasting imaginary zombies and aliens. This is where it's going to take you back. It's going to take you back to sci-fi when sci-fi was fun, progressive, and explorative.
Yeah, and the main key of this game. So there's not an overarching storyline to this game, because I think that a storyline for this game, and I'm sure that the creators also agree, and I understand why they wouldn't, an overarching storyline for this game would be limiting. In most games, you would look to a storyline or an overall like mission progression system to drive you forward in the game, to show you the things in the game that the creators of the game wanted you to see. The story would do that. They would take you to the areas that the game designers designed. With this game, when we talk about 15 quintillion planets, that's limiting. The story of this game, the directive of this game is very simple. Get to the center of the universe. That's it. That's it. There's no one that's telling you to get there. There's no one that is saying there's a ticking time clock, and if you don't get to the center of the universe, then your son dies, or your, you know, whatever, your wife is gonna be killed, or some shit like that. There's no storyline per se in that effect. And also, when you think about 15 quintillion planets, and not only that, they've said that you're gonna spawn at the outer edges of the galaxy. All new players are gonna start on a planet that no one else has ever been to. So literally every single player who plays the game is gonna start at a different place in the galaxy and is gonna have to work their way toward the center. And so every single element of the game that you see is gonna be new. To not just you, but to everyone who's ever played the game. It's literally that diverse. But it's not a walking simulator. It's not a sightseeing simulator. There's gameplay elements. There is mining, which means resource gathering, which means collecting resources for a goal. And what is always the goal of collecting resources? To
build shit.
Upgrade the shit that you got. So you start off the game with maybe a rudimentary mining weapon.
Right.
That you can... It's mainly for mining, but you can use it for aggressive combat
start
purposes.
From this point, start with a pickaxe. And
start with a pickaxe and work your way up to a fucking laser cannon.
Laser cannon. or a
nuke.
For all we know about this game, you could be riding around in mechs on alien planets with laser cannons. So
this game is super... And I think that it's the brilliance of Sean Murray and the rest of the Hello Games team that they've kept some of it secret. I think these guys are maybe a little bit misguided, but I think they're purists, and they're philosophical when it comes to the video gaming platform.
I think
they want to hide something. I think they want to hide something from the mainstream consumer. And I think that no one else in the video game area, no one else in the video game world is trying to hide anything. Everybody wants everyone to know what their game is before it comes out, so they know that you want to play it. But these guys have purposefully hidden very much information from us, because the first thing they ever said about their game is it was about exploration.
And that's great.
And the more they tell us, the less there is for us to explore.
Yeah, and what's great about it is the way that it's happening. It's the way that the word's getting around, because the way that you explained it to me, I'm sitting here thinking it was going to be something like Kerbal Space Program or another sim type of PC game. Then I'll find out it's not just on PC, it's on console. He's doing the interview while playing off a PS4. And not only is it on the PS4,
but he's shooting shit.
It's not the fucking way that I thought it would be. I believe this game is going to be one of those to where if you like Minecraft, it's a go. if you like playing Halo or Borderlands, is what it made me think of, the way some of the guns look, because Borderlands had the weapon generator. Well, you take that weapons generator on Borderlands and multiply that by a bazillion.
Yeah.
Then this is what you get. Not only are you on a planet, which is a full-scale planet.
Planet-sized planets. You don't ever have to leave a planet, and you will never be able to find everything on that planet.
Yeah, you can spend all your time running around one planet. He said you can spend your time, you never have to, you can build a space station, just buy, sell, and trade elements and supplies and shit. Never have to leave that space station. You could just do that forever. This is taking, like, and this...
So check this out. Check this out. What if they just told you? What if they just told you, you have a hyperdrive so you can jump between all these different star systems. All these different star systems have these planets that are rich with these resources. Those resources are of high value at this particular space station. You could go to those planets. Because you have a hyperdrive and can reach those planets, you could go to those planets, mine those resources, take them back to the space station where they're a hot commodity, and sell them for a high ticket. And you can be a miner. And that's what you do. And that's how you make your money. And you can buy special spaceships later on when you have more money to do whatever you're... This is a game that is designed to not tell you a story, but to give you the components to make your own story. And we're talking existential about this game, but this game is a game. It has combat, and it has resource gathering, and it has crafting, and it has space battles.
Have we heard anything about multiplayer value off of this game? Is this going to be online multiplayer? Can you play multiplayer on the same system?
There is not going to be. First off, there is a multiplayer aspect. But have you ever played games like Journey or Dark Souls? That's what is referenced the most when they talk about multiplayer, in which your actual actions of the game are not going to affect other people's gameplay. If you discover a planet and you name that planet Dick and Balls, everyone else who ever comes to that planet will see that planet's name is Dick and Balls. But they will never be able to straight up interact with you. They will be able to see you, but it will be a fleeting ectoplasm ghost type thing, where like two ships passing in the night almost. You can play the game entirely offline, which that's already been confirmed and said.
Yeah.
For a lot of people who don't have great internet connections, that means a great deal.
And I'm one of the biggest fucking forefronts of don't leave me out of gameplay aspects or characters because I don't have internet connection because of where I live. I'm not going to change where I live to get this stuff. So I'm one of the guys that will sit there and wait on your title and not give you the money for your title because you're dropping DLCs. If you're going to give me the game later on in a complete edition where I've got the DLCs, yeah, you're going to make your money then. But all that's doing is recycling your game title. You're having to rehash a game that could have made the money right out of the gate with DLCs. And it's just a poor marketing scheme in my eyes. Now, I know you're more caught up digitally and everything.
I still don't like always online games. I've never played Destiny because it's an always online game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play The Division because it's an always online game. I I do not connect.
Garden Warfare, Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare. They've already got Garden Warfare coming out. Me and my son love Plants vs. Zombies. I can't sit there and play Garden Warfare because I don't have an internet connection, and this is one of those games where you have to have it. Now
Fucking
that game,
Star Wars Battlefront, man.
exactly, and these are games that you could very easily have the offline campaign, but you just won't do it because you're trying to hit that certain crowd and it hurts you. You're not making... Here in East Texas, we have so many dead spots. I used to work at...
This is not the East or the West Coast where the internet runs rampant. Like, we got spots out here where it don't work.
Give me the option, is what I'm saying. If you got the online option, great. But give me an offline option to where I can sit here and my friend can come over in 2-player and we can sit here and we can do escalation modes. And that's the thing too, is there is no reason for an escalation mode to be an online only
I'm talking about like a horde mode, like a wave.
Like a horde mode, like Call of Duty, Transformers War for Cybertron is really what pissed me off because escalation was only online. And I've got characters I unlock after beating the game, but I can only use them if I'm online.
Yeah. Well, this game, No Man's Sky, it has an online effort. So, like, the main hook of this game is if you've ever played a Bethesda game. So we're talking about like any of the Elder Scrolls or the Fallout games. A lot of times in these games, you'll be plopped down into the world, and of course it'll give you some opening storyline missions. But eventually, just an hour or so into the game, it'll open up the world map to you, and it'll basically say, "Do your thing. Here's where the next main storyline mission is," and it'll put a marker on your map. And it'll tell you to go there if you want to. But that's not what you have to do. There is a lot of this game that's also opened up at the same point. Well, that feeling that you get when you're playing those Bethesda games where it's... I don't know what this little icon on my compass means. But I want to go and explore it. Just because that's what this game is about. It's just to run off into the unknown to find some interesting object or cave system or structure or anything. Just there's a beacon on my compass that's telling me there's interesting things over there, and I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna go and find out. That's what the entirety of No Man's Sky is. Other than the get to the center of the universe, which is the overarching thing. But the gameplay loop is get to the next beacon, get to the next point of interaction, find out what that mystery item on the horizon is. That's the loop, that's the hook of what this game is. There's plenty of gameplay elements, though, because lots of people I've seen all over the internet, lots of people have talked about, oh, this game is super pretty, and we understand that the math makes these super pretty elements to look at, but what happens when you go and look at them? This game is not a sightseeing simulator. It's not a... oh, look at the pretty mountain simulator. It has definite gameplay elements. Some of it we've already talked about with the crafting, but there's space cops, dude. There's space cops.
Yeah, I think one of the things was in the IGN interview is like, this is with the signals and the probes and shit that was attacking. When you fuck shit up on a planet, like you got repercussions of like these sentinels and these drones coming in, and you've got a one-in system. It's very... It's like taking Borderlands and adding GTA to it.
GTA, exactly.
It's just like GTA. you get like the little points or the little stars or whatever,
The little wanted levels.
the little wanted levels, and they said there's ways to get around that, leaving the planet.
Yeah, you fly off the planet or something like that. But so like your wanted level is localized. But let's say you want some plutonium because you need plutonium to upgrade your hyperdrive, and you need your hyperdrive to advance to the next star system. Because, like we said, your overall goal is to advance all the way to the center of the universe. But you start on the outside edge of the universe, and so you want to jump from star system to star system, collecting resources as you go. But your first big hurdle to get over, I don't even know if it's your first one, but just in all the articles and things like that, what they talk about is you need a hyperdrive to be able to fly past light speed to get to other star systems, because this game is literally built in a light year fucking distances. There's light years between the planets and the stars, and so you got to have a hyperdrive to jump between them. And so let's say you need a rare resource like plutonium, and you found a star system. You found a planet that has plutonium on it, and you want to mine it because you need whatever it is, 100 plutonium. But you start to mine it, and you mining it messes up the balance that planet is supposed to have. And so because the balance is out of whack, the star police, the planet police, these sentinel robot things come in and be like, hey, you can't fuck our planet up like that. And they start attacking
here. What the hell?
It just blows my mind to think of like the scale of this game. So they've definitely said this game is a survival game. It's got harsh conditions that you have to manage when the temperature is a certain, below a certain level. That's what this press event showed off a planet that was extremely cold. And so the entire time that you were on this planet, your thermal gauge was ticking down, and you needed to find warmth so that you can reset your little bar, because your thermal bar, there was a little thing that ticked down, which is very gamey. Everyone always tries to say that this is not a game, that this is just a sightseeing simulator. That's a super game mechanic. You've got to manage your temperature. You got to manage the toxicity levels. So you say you land on a planet that has a toxic environment. All of these are part of the game. Not only that, there's factions in the game.
It's very, like you said, it's very reminiscent of stuff that we've got from Bethesda with Oblivion, Skyrim, Fallout. As far as the actual gameplay things go, as far as the different environments, like Fallout. That shit hurts you. Radiation, that shit hurts you.
You got to figure out how to manage those elements of the world. Man, this game is blowing my mind. So throughout this press event that happened this weekend, they revealed for the first time interactable NPCs. So like literal characters in the world that you can walk up and talk to, that have intelligence, that aren't just like random animals that you come across because you landed on this planet. And there's not only that, there's actual sophisticated structures that are built by these sophisticated aliens, and I don't know, man. This game, it's mind blowing in its scale.
It's definitely one to pay attention to. It if you're like me and you've got a buddy like Trey sitting here telling you about it, and
I can't
all
even
this stuff.
function about this game.
It's amazing. I gave it just like 5 minutes. Trey was sitting in here watching my son while I was doing a little bit of dishes and laundry. I gave it 5 minutes while I was doing household chores while he was playing with Jay, and watched the IGN video, and I made it 5 minutes into it. I made it literally up to the point where they started talking about the periodic table and the backpack and what happens if you die, and how your resources, what resources you keep and what resources you don't, and stuff like that. And there's definitely the information out there. So check out that IGN.
Yeah,
video
IGN's got
for sure.
a bunch of great videos about it. There's a bunch of good YouTube channels that are dedicated to just this game.
Yeah, it's definitely one that if you don't know about it by now, you need it. Now is the perfect time to go look it up and learn about it, because this is going to be one that, oh yeah, you've played the new AAA game that came out this week or this month, but you're going to be on this game. Looks like, I know me and Trey will be. You're going to be on this game. It's going to take the place of World of Warcraft or Destiny for you. This is going to replace that game that you play consecutively for months on end. This is going to be that game, and then you're going to have the other AAA titles on top of it. That's the way I view it. And so far, there's no like pay to play or anything like that.
No, I don't think there's none of that.
None of that
This
bullshit.
is just
This is going to be
straight
just.
up. It releases on June 21st. It's a full retail game, so $60. You can buy it on disc, which is amazing, because forever everybody was thinking that this was going to be a digitally only game where you had to download it.
Most likely because it was an indie.
Yeah, it was super indie
title. But this is going to be one that you're going to be able to spend hours upon hours on. And the thing to look forward to this is that once this comes out and after some time goes by, this is going to be one of those games that you're actually, and even though I don't like the DLCs and stuff, that I'm on that side, this is going to be one of those games where if they drop the patches and the DLCs, this is going to be one where you're going to want to get every one of those DLCs or season pass if that's what it comes to. And you can definitely bet that if you're on the PC, that the fan-made patches and stuff like that, the mods are going to be phantasmal. If I can make up a word.
They've already said,
I don't know.
They've already said, even Sean Murray, the developer of the game, has already said that there will be very much, very many, and they are going to be very dedicated to post-game releases, because they're a super small team and they've created this game that's super ambitious.
Do we know the name of that team?
Well, Hello Games is the name of the development studio. They're the ones who developed the game. Sony is producing the game, which means Sony's paying for the marketing, Sony's paying for the manufacturing and stuff like that. And they're also giving money to the development team.
Okay, but so we got Sony along with, we got Hello Games along with Sony for No Man's Sky. And this is dropping when?
June 21st.
June 21st
like
of this
3
year?
months.
So we got 3 more months to go. So we got 3 long months to go before. So we can entertain ourselves with some comic book movies, some Batman versus Superman, some Suicide Squad.
That's going to be the topic for the next show, by the way.
We're coming up on
Superman.
Well, we got 3 months to go before this epicness drops. and I can guarantee you, me and Trey is going to be fighting over his PS4 for some game time on this one. So that kind of wraps us up on No Man's Sky. I just wanted to drop in on you that Marvel Universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, just dropped another big name, another heavy hitter.
Who is it?
And to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It looks like...
Hey, they announced that the guy who plays, what's Sherlock Holmes's buddy? He's the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. He plays in the Benedict Cumberbatch.
Motherfucker!
What's his name? He plays Watson. Watson is his name in Sherlock.
Watson or Bilbo.
Or Bilbo Baggins. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. That guy is in he's in Captain America Civil War. But he's he's just a guy in a suit. He's not a superhero. He's just a character.
Which is great. Because it adds to the whole Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Coulson team, which, by the way, I haven't watched Agents
I haven't watched
of
any of those
S.H.I.E.L.D.
either. I heard they were okay, though.
It's time to get to binge watching that because we got some characters that
so
will be on the
big name for the Marvel Universe.
Big name. Well, number one, as a Tolkien fan, and
It's Sherlock.
well, I just had a brain
Hitchhiker's
fart.
Guide to the
Director, Lord,
Peter Jackson.
And as a Peter Jackson fan, God, this is how you know it's late in the night and we've been deep in the end.
I'm glad that you can snap your fingers a couple times and say director and me pick up on what you're talking about.
This is how we know it works, folks.
This is why we're here.
This is the formula. Anyways, no, other than him, because he's a big name to me. That's a big name. But
Peter Jackson, yeah, he's a big fucking name.
But also because they're in the same Peter Jackson universe, Marvel Cinematic Universe is in early talks with Cate Blanchett to join the cast of Thor Ragnarok, as reported by HitFix and Variety Reports.
She's gonna be some Asgardian goddess.
Oh well, she's played a queen. She's played an elf who was also a queen. Now she's joining the Marvel Universe. This comes after she's picked up a SAG and a Golden Globe nomination this week for her performance in Carol, which I know absolutely jack shit about. Apparently there's no word on which character she will play in the sequel, but it is set for November 3rd, 2017, so this is going to be next year, near the end of the next year.
Thor Ragnarok is that far off? What is there between now and then?
Oh my god, dude, we'd have to look at the list because
there's a lot. I'm sure
there is a lot, but it says she will play one of the new female leads in the film, and we are to assume that it is not a totally new original character. So the question is, a lot of people are wondering: is she going to play Enchantress or Valkyrie, or will she play a human character? Personally, I love Cate Blanchett. She's beautiful. She was super sexy in Lord of the Rings, but I hope to fuck she's not Enchantress, because I'll be honest, man, I want Enchantress, playing next to Tom Hiddleston. Enchantress needs to look like a straight up big booby ditzy porn star.
Yeah, she needs to be young.
Enchantress needs to make me want to go.
Needs to be young.
You got them DSLs. Let me plug in my USB to your port. You know what I mean?
No.
Nobody knows what I mean.
No, I know. Enchantress needs to be young. Cate Blanchett's a little too old to be playing Enchantress. I don't know.
If you're new to the if the only thing you're accustomed to is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is totally fine. We discussed this in episode 2.
Episode 1.
Which one did we talk about the bubble?
The first
The one? Okay. Well, the first one where we talk about the goddamn bubble. If all you've seen is the movies, that's perfectly fine. Don't let us comic book nerds push you out.
We don't want to scare y'all.
Yeah, don't listen to the hipsters.
Just know there's a deeper well than you know.
Yeah, there are plenty of shit coming along. If you're not used to, if you're a movie watcher and that's all you know is the movies, there's an animated movie called Hulk versus Thor, and Enchantress play. It's an animated movie. It definitely features Enchantress a lot. It's one of the movies that are a part. I know Walmart's selling it now for about $13. It's a whole collection of Marvel animated movies. It's about 12 movies. Pick it up for like $13. It's definitely worth it. They're all animated movies, but they're all done by the team that's been doing Marvel animation since I was fucking 3 years old. So definitely check that out. Definitely check us out right here on Thy Evil Neighbor. Trey, tell us where to check us out on Thy Evil Neighbor.
All right, so send us these emails for questions that we will address here on the podcast, just like we did last week. Send us emails to thyevilneighbor@gmail.com. Just spelled all the way out, one word, thyevilneighbor@gmail.com. You can check the YouTube out at youtube.com/thyevilneighbor. Facebook, same thing, facebook.com/thyevilneighbor. And we now have a Twitter as well. We are at thyevilneighbor on Twitter. All of those places you will get to us, and either Bones or I will see it 100%.
Questions, comments, opinions. Troll the fuck out of us if you want to. Please just hit us up. We just got our Facebook page up, and we're not even a couple of hours into it, and we're already up to like 44 likes. That doesn't sound like a whole lot of numbers to you, but for us, it's pretty fucking exciting, especially when we're sitting at a kitchen table recording on a motherfucking cell phone. We're starting from scratch here, people. Help us out. Spread us like the hurt. You see them get them to the Greek? Fucking clap your hands. Spread us like the clap. You know you've got it. You know we've had it. Get us out there.
Yeah, like, subscribe, and share on every platform. We appreciate it. I'm Trey.
This is Bones. Be sure to listen for, what is it, episode 4 coming sometime in the near future.
Thursday.
We'll let you know. We're also going to have our one of the original founders of Thy Evil Neighbor, Mr. Jorge Velasquez, on here to give us kind of the origins of where this stupid fucking idea came from.
All right, man. Until Thursday of next week, I'm Trey.
I'm Bones.
And we'll see y'all later.
Fuck your mama.